Why do people suppress their sexual desires? Why do they run away from these emotions and think of them as something shameful, almost like they're devil's work? I have heard sex is one of the core basic needs of a human.
That's a deep question. Our desires, especially sexual ones, are raw, visceral, and deeply human. They're part of our essence, but society doesn't always allow us to see them the way they actually are. Instead, it wraps them in layers of guilt, fear, and morality.
People end up suppressing these desires, not even realizing that by doing so, they're pushing away a part of themselves. It's like they're hiding from something true about who they really are.
And the irony is, sex is as natural as the hunger we feel when we haven't eaten, an instinct so primal that even the earth hums with it. But unlike hunger, when we feel sexual desires, we're taught to question it or feel ashamed about it. That shame often comes from a mix of cultural and religious teachings that have labeled sex as something dirty or sinful.
That is strange, because something so natural gets painted so wrong. No wonder people feel conflicted and guilty, even when their feelings are completely normal.
That guilt isn't natural, it's learned. It can disconnect people from their own bodies and desires. Instead of embracing a fundamental part of who they are, they live in fear of it. And that fear only creates repression. Every time we deny our desires, we bury a piece of ourselves. That small voice inside that says, I am whole, I am enough, gets quieter and quieter. And as it fades, we forget the joy that comes from embracing who we truly are.
In nature, every animal celebrates sex. It's simple, instinctive, but humans, we complicate it. We treat it like a sin instead of something physical, something natural.
Animals don't attach shame to it. They just follow their instincts. But we, as humans, have built systems, cultural, religious, moral, that disconnect us from that instinct. Instead of seeing sex as life, affirming, we often see it as something we need to control.
Sex is meant to show us our innermost love. It's about connecting with someone on a level beyond words, beyond touch. It's about sharing a piece of ourselves and becoming more than just two bodies in the same space. It's about unity, intimacy, and the ability to experience joy through shared vulnerability.
Yes, it's not just physical. It's a deep emotional and spiritual connection. But instead, we create these walls around it, as if it's something to be ashamed of, something to hide. And in doing that, we miss out on the beauty of what sex really is, a way to connect, to express love, to feel alive in most intimate way possible.
But how can this norm, this taboo, be fixed? I know it's been passed down from generations to generations, and it's not something we can change overnight. But someday, we have to move out of this forbidden idea and start to see it as something natural and beautiful.
You are right. Change won't come fast, but it has to begin somewhere. Through open conversations, through questioning the silence we've inherited. The taboo thrives in secrecy. The moment we begin to talk about it without shame, we chip away at that wall.
And I have seen how dangerous that silence can be. In some parts of the world, just because sex is considered taboo, it ends up taking away people's freedom, especially for women. They can't live freely or choose what they want. Society builds this invisible prison around them.
Yes, it's a psychological prison, one made of rules, fear, and judgment. And it becomes so internalized that many women don't even realize they're living within it. They censor their own thoughts, desires, even their identities, just to fit what society expects of them.
That's the saddest part, isn't it? When you're trapped not by walls, but by your own mind, conditioned by culture. And in doing so, we lose something priceless. We lose the chance to live this beautiful life fully. A life that, out of all possibilities, we were lucky enough to get. 1 in a billion.
Exactly. Life is rare, consciousness is rare, and to live it in fear, shame, or silence is a tragedy. But if we can begin to accept sexuality as a part of our wholeness, not something to fear or suppress, we open the door to real freedom for ourselves and for the generations that come after us.